So, for all the chatter and talk out there about the 2024 Toyota Tacoma, there's really only one problem, and it's not really a problem in my opinion. First of all, you may have heard, if you check out the forums and the sites and videos and things like that, people stating that there's all kinds of problems with the new Tacoma. I've even heard that there are recalls. I'm here to tell you there are no bona fide recalls. Honestly, there's one, but it's not really a recall. It appears that for some reason Toyota put the wrong weight or capacity on a sticker inside the door. You know, that one that shows how much you can carry or how much the truck has been reduced by? That's it, a sticker. But I'll tell you, if you listen to some of the folks out there, you'd think that the truck should just be parted out, sold, ripped down. Not true. There are no real recalls out there for the new Toyota Tacoma. Now, have there been problems? Yeah, there have been a couple of problems. I would call them very isolated. You know, there's been reports of transmission issues with the new Tacoma. Of course, if you watch TFL, you know, they kind of destroyed theirs a little bit. Not sure if it was their fault or not. They might or might not have caused it. Hard to say, but it was a part in the transmission that was designed to fail rather than ruin your whole truck. So it did do what it was supposed to do. I would say, though, it shouldn't have happened at all, but nonetheless, that was a isolated occurrence. It's happened one time to them during testing that they were performing. Secondly, you've heard about shutters in the front. If you didn't know, the new Tacoma has shutters that open and close to control airflow and whatnot. There have been reports, and again, very isolated, that they've quit working, that they've in essence frozen, either shut or open, because the hardware in them has rusted. Now, that's a problem because obviously if you have anything exposed on the front of your truck that has metal that's going to rust, eventually it's going to rust together and it's going to seize and quit functioning. It seems like that's what happened with a couple of Tacomas. Very, very few, and again, I would call an isolated instance. Let's go back to the transmission. Big problem. It equates to, at the time I had done the math, 0.000, that's 3 zeros, 1% of the Toyota Tacomas that had been sold. That basically is nothing. Certainly nothing to worry about. I haven't had any issues with my truck. Granted, my truck has pretty low mileage on it so far. I'm at 882 miles or something like that. We'll call it 900. But nonetheless, no issues, spot on, not even a hiccup in this truck, which is a testament to what Toyota has done, I think, and the fact that this is a completely redesigned truck. Everything is new. I expect there to be problems, and I expect more things to pop up. Little nitpicky things and isolated things like have happened already. I'll tell you one thing that I've noticed in my truck. This isn't a problem, it's more of an annoyance. That is, I have talked about the seat lowering by itself. I get in the truck, the seat's lower, I crank it up. A day later, it's lower again. I finally figured out what's going on. When I get in and out of the truck, and I have manual seats in this truck, when I get in and out, I push down on the lever located right over there that raises and lowers the seat, in this case, lowering it. So every time I hit it, I'm lowering the seat an increment, a little bit. You know, do that 4, 5, 6 times. You're gonna notice it. And that's what I've been doing. It is annoying. I found out, by the way, I did a test on it. I raised the seat up as high as it would go, which is where it's sitting right now. And then it was pretty easy to check and see if I could pump it up any further later on, because without touching it intentionally myself, it shouldn't, right? But it has, it did, and I, after paying attention, realized I'm kind of sitting on it every time I get in and out. Right cheek, left cheek, right cheek, left cheek. I don't know. It's my fault. But let's get to this one potential problem. Again, not really a problem. And that is the unknown. This truck is brand new. I mean, it's a redesign. Everything is new in the truck. And of course, There's no history to base anything on when it comes to any issues or anything. I mean, some people would argue you can look to the new Tundra, newish. You know, they redesigned the Tundra not too long ago, and you can kind of look at the systems that are shared between the two and maybe make a prediction as to how the new Tacoma is going to perform. It doesn't mean it's going to be that way, but nonetheless, it could happen. I'll give you an example of that, something that is completely not true. People are stating that the Tacoma has a recall on the engine because of manufacturing materials, slag, metal, welding, whatever, stuff left in the engine. That is solely on the Tundra, not the Tacoma. But some people out there would lead you to believe that the Tacoma has the same problem. Not possible. It is a different engine. Does not have the same trouble. But there are other systems and things. I mean, there are some similarities between the two trucks that you can look for, right? The long-term problem is going to be the long-term potential. We don't know how the truck is going to perform. We don't know if it's going to develop any issues until you and I, the actual buying public, put the truck through its paces. Now, some would say that's not fair. We are the guinea pigs. Why should we have to be the testers of the new truck? Well, how else would you have them do it? You know, the truck would cost twice as much as it does already, which people complain about, if they tested it for years and years out in the field before they actually released it. Not to mention, you'd never get a new truck. You know, I can't count how many times people have complained about the Toyota Tacoma being dated, long in the tooth, people wanting a new truck. We finally have the new truck, and now these same people are complaining that it's a new truck. Well, wait a minute. You wanted a new truck. You don't want a new truck. Do they know what they want? I'm not sure they really do. I think they just like to whine and complain about anything. The truck for me has been awesome. It is, as I have mentioned in other videos, a definite step forward. It's not to dog the third generation. I love the third generation Tacoma. I've had, I think, 8 of them, 7 of them, something like that. Awesome truck. I wouldn't have bought so many if I didn't like the truck. This one is just a step forward, an advancement, a step beyond. And further, this truck is not the same. You can't really fairly compare it to the third gen because it's not a third gen. It's a completely new truck. Now, you can compare the two trucks as different models, if you will. I think that's a fair comparison. And that's where this truck really takes a leap forward. Acceleration, power, technology, appearance. Although I know there's some people out there who don't like it, I love both, honestly. And if I'm being honest, I'd say the third generation probably looks just a little bit better than the fourth gen does. Obviously not enough to sway me to not buy it, but I really did like the design of the third gen, and I think it's going to hold steady for a long time. Anyway, leave a comment. Let me know if you agree. Is that really a problem? Is it a big deal? Not knowing the unknown? Because we don't know. Time will tell. We'll see how the new Tacoma does down the road. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there.